The UK government is said to be considering the use of special black boxes to record people's internet activities, though all in the name of national security. But the plans have already got privacy advocates up in arms. To discuss it further, we're now joined live by Emma Carr, the Deputy Director of Big Brother Watch. A pleasure to see you today. Thanks for coming on. Can you just explain it to me here? How exactly is it supposed to work in practice? So are we talking literally every email and Skype call being recorded?
Yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about. The UK government seems to think that it's necessary to monitor the communications of every person in Great Britain, rather than actually looking for the people who are actually committing crimes. They're going to drive those people further and further underground of the internet, and they're only going to capture the innocent and the incompetent, as far as I'm concerned.
So you're in London at the moment. I mean, any reaction from the British public to this news so far, or is it just a bit too soon?
Well, this has been in the media and on the table with the government since last April, and it's been receiving quite a lot of media attention. As you can imagine, the people in Great Britain don't like the thought of the government collecting all of their communications in this way. From their point of view, it goes against the very basis of the democratic institution that is our Parliament in Britain. This wasn't in the
I'm sorry to jump in. I'm so sorry to jump in, but you talk about violations of constitution. I mean, certainly there are going to be some that will argue that in the interests of national security and possibly to prevent attacks like the 7/7 bombings, I mean, perhaps it's not such a bad thing if all these issues are being recorded off the internet.
Well, absolutely, and I'm not by any means saying that communications data isn't important, but when you have the Director General of MI5 talking about the evidence that was used to make this bill and calling it pretty heroic assumptions that have been made, that the MI5 are obviously going to need this information and will react to this information. And if they're saying that this bill isn't based on fact, it's based on fanciful imitations of fact, then this is why we need to go and have a very hard look at this bill, get more evidence, have a much further in-depth consultation to actually get to the facts about what is needed and how it can be done.
But if indeed it's true that the government would create black boxes to record emails and Skype conversations and so on and so forth, perhaps there's an argument to say that the only people who fear this perhaps are those who have something to hide.
Well, what we've seen that with, you mentioned the 7/7 bombings, is that actually the police already had 2,000 people under investigation, and their communications data was being gathered. And that just for those 2,000 people, they couldn't handle the amount of data that was being gathered. So to do that for the entire population of Great Britain isn't going to actually capture anyone as far as we're concerned, and the evidence would also suggest that. What they need to do is they need to have investigative-led investigations into who is actually committing crimes, and then look at the data and be using the £1.8 billion that has been earmarked for this project to make better tools that can be used to look at this data and actually larger manpower. Bernard Hogan-Howe, who is in charge of the Met Police himself, has said what we have at the moment is more green screen than iPad. So to bring in new laws to replace the laws that we already have, when those ones don't work at the moment, I think is a few steps too far, as far as I can see it.
Do you think there's anything that any of us can do if indeed it comes to the fact that our emails are going to be kept in a black box or our Skype calls are going to be recorded? I mean, can we delete our emails? Can we get some sort of different channel to have the Skype conversations? How can we protect our own privacy in the face of the government then?
Well, this is very much it, and we shouldn't be in a situation where people feel like they have to hide things from the government when they're just going about their daily business and not committing crimes. But one of the things that came out of this, of the evidence when it was being gathered for this bill, is that encryption is a very widely used tool by people who communicate via the internet. And actually that's going to make the kind of inspection of the communications that we have very, very difficult for the government and the internet service providers who are going to be asked to gather all of this information.
All right, Emma Carr, the Deputy Director of the Big Brother Watch, live from London. Thank you for joining us here on RT today.
Thank you.